Beneath the moonlight's tender glow, rivers of warmth begin to flow. Every drop a gift divine, a bond unspoken, heart's design. Soft whispers soothe a newborn's cry, through nurturing hands love will supply. Milk of life, so pure and sweet, infinite care in every beat. Lullaby sung with each embrace, kindness reflected in your face. Look at the first letter of every sentence, ladies and gentlemen, and what does that spell? What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today I'm showing you dynamic effort, upper body workout, and I'm doing something a little bit differently here. As you can see, I've added just some very light band tension to the landmine. I got that idea from Landmine University. It's not meant to be anything crazy, although I'm sure you can really pack on the tension at a certain point, and it would be beneficial. But because I'm like, you know what, I just want that little extra oomph. Like if I could even get like an extra, I don't know, 7 fucking pounds, whatever. I'm no fucking scared. Whatever it would be, right? The main idea here is not to have heavy band tension. It's just to have enough to where it's kind of there's band resistance against the barbell. That's the idea here. So what I did here, this you can't really tell because the 45 is blocking it, but there's a 45 and a 25, so there's 70 pounds on that landmine attachment, barbell, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going back and forth. So total, I did 6 sets of 3, each arm for the landmine. And I did 9 or 10 sets of 3 of this paused incline with chain. So you got 185 pounds on the bar, and then we have, 54 pounds of chain. And the idea here isn't to be super heavy. Okay, the idea here is to move the weight I have as fast as I can. Okay, it doesn't have to go within the blink of an eye, but it does have, there should be no grinding reps. Okay, there we go. 10 sets, 3 reps. So this is a little bit more traditional of dynamic benching. Normally, dynamic benching is always 9 sets of 3. Traditional like West Side rep ranges. Doesn't always have to be that. If you look at any one of my ebooks, you'll know that I change things up quite a bit depending on the goal. But here, the landmine snatches, I notice whenever I have good reps is when I have intent. Right there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like a baci peruggia, the chocolates we have in Italy. It's just intent. If you're doing an exercise where you want to move fast or you want to move heavy weights, intent has to be there. You can't treat it like a bodybuilding exercise where you're getting a squeeze and you're being methodical. You have to, yes, be methodical in the sense that everything has to coordinate and everything that needs to fire should be firing, but you don't. Everything needs to fire fast. Like, look at this exercise. Would you ever want to mess up? No. You might get slammed in the head by the edge of the barbell. You might land on your foot. It's an exercise that you need to have intent. You need to know what on earth you are doing. Okay? And getting better at that will improve your coordination, your upper body pulling power, your explosiveness out of the bottom position, whether that's a sport or just the bottom of a squat it could help with. It's all about intent. So what I did, I bounced back and forth because I was doing more sets of incline benching than I was the landmine snatches. What I did, I would do like 2 or 3 sets of incline and then 1, maybe 2 sets of the landmine snatching. Then into my other work, it's mainly a back-focused workout, back and shoulders. I mentioned that in another. That's like my focus right now. Not so much chest. It's back, shoulders, arms, things like that. There will be some chest work in there, but it's not going to be my focus. It's not going to get a lot of work. It's going to get the bare minimum amount of work to keep getting strong, to remain resilient, get a little bit tiny bit of hypertrophy, but it's not my focus. It's back, shoulders, and arms. This 140-pound dumbbell from Badass Dumbbells. I just ordered some other parts to it so I can make it up to almost 200 pounds. I just want to start doing some heavy rows with it and things like that. Seated, one arm kettlebell press. I wanted to do these on the floor, but I needed the space for something else. So I just said, you know what? Seated with no back support is probably the next best thing. My shoulder mobility, this shoulder used to heavily limit me on presses. It would just feel tight. I injured it doing something, and I was doing Lou raises of all things. And ever since I've been doing Lou raises, during one set, I felt something like kind of pop back into place. So maybe I had like a ligament or just something was stiff, and the Lou raises just opened it and gave it that space, because I don't feel that at all anymore. So just 2 sets of 10 in between these inverted rows. And then just to get some additional back volume, I'm doing inverted rows with the rings. What I like about the rings is, as you can see, my hands can move in and out. And that helps with shoulder mobility. It allows me to get a better squeeze on my back. So many things. Not to say doing inverted rows with a barbell is necessarily bad. It's just limited on mobility. And then this hypertrophy little circuit to end the workout. 4 sets of 25 reps with the tricep band push down. And I'm also making sure that I'm not just moving my hands, like I'm actually flexing my triceps to fully extend my arms, if that makes any sense. There's a difference between moving weight and flexing a muscle. That's basically the main difference between an exercise for hypertrophy and an exercise for strength. Now here we have the Lou raises, 4 sets, 15 reps, and I basically these took me like 8 minutes to accomplish. I would do Lou raises and then hop back over to the tricep pushdowns. So it was very, very, very dense. Getting these 15-pound bumpers to do Lou raises with have been very, very key, because I was too strong to do 10 pounds, and 25 pounds felt like it was pushing it a lot. So I just didn't know what to do other than put multiple plates in my hand, and then it just really wasn't comfortable at all. So getting these 15-pound bumpers was... and it was crazy. They were so cheap. It was like 40 for the 2 of them. And I don't know if that's cheap for bumpers, but that would honestly be cheap for iron plates, let alone bumpers. And then I finished off the workout with these weighted marches, double rack kettlebells, just 2 70-pounders, just because I was going for volume rather than like max weight. Marches are the next best thing next to walks, just due to the fact that if you may be limited on space, marches are a great substitute for, let's say, farmers carries, farmers walks, whatever. It's not going to be exactly the same because your feet positioning is going to be different. But it's a good substitute if you need it in a pinch, and maybe, let's say, you can't walk around the gym or anything like that. Basically, you just want to alternate being on one foot. But that's all for this workout vlog, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And as always, have yourself a great day.